Welcome to the Church of What's Happening Now, Monday, October 6th. Thank you for fucking watching. Ain't shit dick on TV anyway. You're going to get more entertainment here tonight. My co-host, the Flying Jew, Lee Syatt.
Hello.
The son of Yom Kippur. Look at him. All lost. He's down 56.5 pounds.
Yeah.
Smooth like a motherfucker.
How did he know that?
Who the fuck you think you're dealing with? And to the left of me, my main man, Mr. Scott Ross, my little brother from many years back, now doing many big things. Always a pleasure to have you on the show. What the fuck are you talking about, cocksucker? How do I know? I know everything. How was your weekend?
It was perfect.
You played Passion by the Park. You had Mama here every day, breakfasts.
It's kind of crazy because she drinks coffee and I don't, so I didn't have a coffee maker. But I just bought one because we were going to get bagels and I was paying this dude like $4 to toast a bagel for me, so it was stupid. But it was great. We went and saw our buddy Steve Simone at the Improv on Friday. He did great. On Saturday, we watched the Dodgers game. On Sunday, we watched the Patriots kick ass finally, and that's all you can do, my brother.
Did you sniff a muffler this weekend? Did you try at least? Did you take a whiff?
No, I didn't sniff a muffler.
That's what I'm talking about. You got to make efforts every week. Some weeks you do 2 push-ups. Some weeks you do 3 push-ups.
Some weeks you sniff a muffler.
Nah, you're eating that monkey from behind. Give it a little whiff just to see what it's like in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to live in that neighborhood.
What the fuck? Who are you?
That's a bad neighborhood.
That's no bad neighborhood. It's a good neighborhood. It's the monkey. There's areas there.
No, the monkey's the good part. That's,
that's
like
it.
It's like Baldwin Hills.
Betty Page. Betty Page would lick in between the muffler and her monkey. Put her tongue right in that bullseye.
Betty Page is playing with the casino's money at this point. She's like two.
The casino's money. What the fuck are you talking
She's
about?
like two.
She's a
she's like
a sexual savage.
I know, but she's like a hard breeze away from dying.
Aren't you a sexual? Who are you talking? I'm talking about the girl who called on Wednesday.
I think you said Betty White.
This is what I'm fucking talking about.
Those brownies.
Forget about it. Anyway, this fucking Momo. I thought Betty Page. Betty Page called into the.
I know Betty Page. I think I said Betty White.
And she licks between.
You made me. I
didn't say fucking Betty White. Nobody said Betty White. Nobody said Betty White.
I'm sorry, I misheard you.
What the fuck? This is what I'm talking about. What's going on?
That's actually pretty funny.
You got one fucking shot at this cocksucker.
I'm entertained.
What's happening, beautiful?
Life's pretty good right now. Congratulations, by the way. 56.
He's a bad
motherfucker.
Thanks,
well, I don't know. Have you always been skinny?
I've been skinny, but I used to be one of those people who mistook not being fat for being in shape.
Oh, well yeah, I'm nowhere near in shape, but I've told Joey, like, I've lost and gained weight probably 3 or 4 times, so I've been here before, but I'm getting close to my lowest, so I'm excited.
He's the best because he's working it off. Last time he was on tomato juice diet.
I was juicing last time.
The time before that, he toothpaste,
Nutrisystem,
salt water, that shit, none of that shit.
Atkins diet. I've tried
this
everything.
Makes you pay.
Yeah.
Once you're on that fucking wheel, you know what 500 calories feels like. It makes you pay a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm very proud of you.
And it's getting harder because I put my weight into the elliptical, and it tells you how many calories you burned. And when the weight's going down, it's taking a lot longer to burn it now, so it sucks.
Well, you plateau. Just switch up your...
I've been on plateaus for like 2 weeks. It sucks.
Yeah, switch up your program a little.
Yeah, you have to. I like just a little bit. But how you doing, Joey? You're looking slim.
You know me, dog. Trying to put the pieces together always. I just went before because Scott called. He wasn't ready to get picked up yet. So I said, let me go to the gas station real quick. I went by the fucking gas station. I go in, I'm filling the tank. And right away, some chick comes up to me. Now, this girl looks fucking familiar to me. Right off the bat, like, I know her from somewhere. And I see her, and she comes up to me. She's on her cell phone, and she's panicking. And I'm not even looking. I don't give a fuck if she had hot pants on or whatever. Sure enough, she's smoozy on over, and she's trying to tell me how she's got to get back, 60 miles from here. And she's got a truck, and she needs $50 to get home. It's usually $55 to fill it up. And her kids got stuck in a daycare, and she needs the money now. Guys, between you and me, I wouldn't give this dirty bitch a dime. I don't give a fuck. I'm listening to this story, and I'm nodding that. I'm like, okay, sure, yeah, no shit. And I'm like, wow. And I'm like, well, you know what, man? Sit around a few minutes. Maybe I could work something out for you. And I'm just waiting, like this fucking moron. And sure enough, I look over, and the truck's got some fucking dunce in there. First off, in all the things I did that were bad growing up, I never did nothing with a broad. Don't take a genius not to do dick with a broad. Dick. You do a crime with a broad, you're a fucking piece of shit.
Oh, really?
Especially when you're making her go out there. It's like that day at the bank.
Yeah.
When the girl came up to me, do you have $5? You know what? Have you considered sucking a dick? You're young, and he's pimping you out. He's standing there like a fucking goofball. When a man turns his back to you and makes a lady ask you for money, that guy is as worthless as they fucking come.
Right. Well, I never understand that.
I don't understand
that whole
shit.
thing where it's like, oh, I got stranded here. Like, when you go somewhere, do you not make sure you have enough money to get back? Like,
well, whatever the fuck. They didn't get stranded. That's all.
Well, I know they didn't, but I feel like all of it's always a lie.
It's always a fucking lie. You
who,
know, we
who
got
leaves the house like,
stranded
oh,
here.
no, gas money?
I used to go, when I started comedy, I used to drive from Seattle to Tacoma on the contest with enough gas and no money. I went there to win or take second place, but not even that. I had to get 100 because I needed 30 for the tank and 60 for a gram of blow, dog. So I had to win first place. When I used to go over here to, remember when didn't you used to live down in Huntington Beach, Redondo Beach with Sam?
No, we basically lived downtown Hollywood,
okay,
and then where I live now, like right by the Improv.
When I first met Sam Tripoli, he used to hang out with Pablo Francisco.
Yeah.
They knew each other from Redondo Beach. When I first moved here in '97, on Thursday nights there was the Lighthouse Comedy Club contest. First prize was 100, second prize was 50, and third prize was a pizza. I think I was 3-0. Every time I went down, I had no, like I would sit down on Thursday and go, where am I going to get blow from? Can't borrow money from Lee. I owe him already. I already sold 3 fucking cell phones I stole from the Comedy Store. I was all out of options. Fuck it. I would borrow $5 and go down there and make sure I fucking won or at least got second place. But in the back of my mind, I got so fired up and so scared of having to ask somebody for gas money, I would just win the contest. I did that in Tacoma. And I used to do that in fucking here. And I did it like 3 times here and won like 3 times in Tacoma.
Do you think that hurts your comedy now that you don't need the gig, the money?
This is 30 years ago.
No. I know. I'm saying now, like when you said you needed the money for coke, right?
Right.
So you would make sure you won.
Right.
Did it hurt it at all when now you don't need that $50?
I don't get the question.
Like now that you don't need it, were you working harder back then, or do you think so or no?
I always work hard.
It's about the motivation.
It's about the
do
motivation.
You still have that motivation?
Oh yeah. But it's hunger is a fucked up motivator.
Yeah.
There's a difference between being hungry and having respect for yourself and always working. There's people that do comedy and then hit and then stop writing jokes and stop working. My game is just starting right now. You know, it's 2 different types of motivator. Now when I wake up in the morning, there's a 20-month motivator. You know, for a while, God knows what it was. Then it was the blow, for me to get the blow.
Right,
you know
that's what I'm saying, yeah.
But it was, I've always worked hard.
Oh, I know, and I'm not saying you're not funny now, but I didn't know if there, I didn't know if there was like a point when you started not needing the money, like when you saw yourself.
I always need $50. I'm a fucking Cuban Jew.
You're telling
I always need 50.
You're cashing like the 3-cent residual check.
I got a 6-cent residual check. That motherfucker got deposited this morning and shit. They're figuring that, and they got deposited with a $15 check. An $18 child support rejection check. Colorado still takes money out of checks and then sends me the money back, even though I haven't paid child support in fucking 7 fucking years. That's how fucked up our system is. So once a month, I get a stack of checks for $390, $485 from money they take from me from various checks. Then they mail it back to me.
At least they mail it back.
Yeah, at least they mail it back. But they deposit and make money on my fucking $4. Fuck them, you know what I'm saying? Back to the fucking whore that was trying to fucking scam me here.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
I just don't understand it. I just never understood how they could do that. And I told her I would give her the money. I'm like, I'll give you the money, but you gotta come home with me and shit. And she fucking turned pale. She was like, well, what do you mean?
You did not say that to her.
Bro, you gotta work. There's no way. And I was not going to bring the chick
I
home.
know.
My
Your
wife
wife's
was home
there.
with the baby. And I would still not bring her home. I just wanted to see the expression on her face.
Me too.
I looked at her. I go, you need $50, right? I go, she goes, yeah. I go, 200. Let me fucking put it in that ass. And her face just turned fucking purple. And that's it. She'll never ask me for fucking dough again. Ever if she sees me. I cracked her. First off, if she really wanted the money, she'd let me stick it in that ass. A deuce right in the back by the gas station right there in that fucking hellhole. Right up there on Oxnard, like a real hoe. If you're going to be a hoe, be a fucking hoe.
That's a sad $200.
No, I wasn't going to give a dick.
Well,
anyway.
I know you wouldn't, but can you imagine?
But I was just doing, listen, 15 years ago, I was in New York at a train station, and some girl came up there. I was on the phone with Josh Wolf and asked me if I could give her $5 for fucking something or a lighter. And I looked at her, and she was beautiful, Scott. But she had a black fucking eye that was purple. And that cannot happen to anybody. That doesn't happen to anybody. This is on a train on 125th Street. There was a payphone on the platform. And I was calling Josh Wolf before a train got there. And next thing you know, this chick taps me on the shoulder. You know, like when somebody taps me, you're like, hold on 1 second. I didn't really look at her. And then I looked at her and I go, I got to call you back. I just got tapped on the shoulder by a girl with a black eye asking me for $5 and a lighter. And I hung up the phone, and I wasn't going to give her either. But I wanted to fuck with her. That's what comedians do. So I asked her, so what do you need the $5 for? I need to eat. I go, why do you have a black eye? My boyfriend hit me. Do you smoke crack? And then she started, then I fucked her world up. Because she thought that I thought that she didn't even know what crack was. Then I started fucking with her with the crack. Come on, tell me the truth. You smoke crack? What, do you smoke out of a pipe? What are you smoking? I don't know what you're talking about. Are you going to give me the money or what? I'll give you $20. Answer my fucking question. Do you smoke fucking crack or not? And she would just, then finally she goes, yes, I smoke crack. My boyfriend beat me 2 weeks ago. Are you going to give me $5? Yeah, what the fuck? I gave her $5. She went, and it's hysterical. She didn't leave the subway this way. She went into the tunnel. I'll never forget that.
Just disappeared into the tunnel?
Disappeared through that fucking tunnel on 125th Street. Like she was going into the valley of fucking darkness.
They have people living under there.
I guess so.
Have you seen that documentary?
Yeah, I saw that
It's
documentary.
fucking
That was awesome.
In the New York train?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's like black and white. It's like they have houses. They have running water. They get electricity.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
They have a whole fucking town.
It was an abandoned part of the subway. I think is what it was.
Right. Yeah.
And so it just got shut down. So a bunch of bums, the built cardboard houses, like the built structures, like they have rooms and roommates. Some of them have pet dogs. It was amazing. And some of them are fine where they're at. Some of them are clearly batshit crazy. Some of them just seem like they got lost somehow. And
I was thinking about that. I saw a homeless guy with my girlfriend, and I was like, what do you think like the first night of homelessness is like? That has to be the worst night ever.
I've seen a guy like on Sunset. I used to work at the Starbucks right next to the Comedy Store. Like day one in L.A., I got that job.
The one by where the country western bar is now?
Yeah.
Where they ride the horse? Okay.
Yeah.
So did, what's her name, right? Christy Miller.
Oh, I didn't know she used to
Christy
work there.
Miller used to work there. I'd go in there, she'd give me free lattes and shit. Whatever.
Yeah, I was always hooking comics up. Always. Of course I was. It's part of the getting to know everybody. You're like perk of the job. I get to give all the comics coffee. It got me stage time.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Yeah.
It's amazing in my 24 years of comedy, 23 years of comedy. It wasn't that I was homeless, but I wasn't in the best of conditions. I remember like one time being in New York City on a Sunday night and having to be in Hyenas in Dallas on a Tuesday and having $150. And my plan was I was going to go eat with a friend and then stay on his balcony. My friend lived on the 34th floor. He still does. He lives on the 34th floor of that room. Whenever you see a picture of New Jersey from the New York side, there's a circular building. They did so much blowing in the 80s, they called it the Grinder.
The one where like the aliens land across the street?
Yes, that
okay.
one. I showed you. The ground round, whatever the fuck it's called. And I used to sleep on his balcony. And my plan was to sleep on the balcony Sunday and Monday and go into the city and do comedy. And then Tuesday, Kennedy Airport had a flight for like $62 to Dallas or something. This is 15 years ago. This is 1999, around there, way before Terry. And I said, you know what, I couldn't get a hold of him. And I called my other friend, I couldn't get a hold of him, and my other guy was busy, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to take the bus to Dallas. It's 36 hours. And I remember taking the bus, and they stopped for a 6-hour break at a town. And they go, come back in 6 hours, we'll leave without you. And I remember rolling a joint. It was like 2 in the morning. So I wasn't going nowhere till 8. So I just walked the streets and at one point just sat down and just sat there and looked into the night. And it's a fucked up feeling.
It has to be.
It's scary. At the same time, it's just, I don't know, it made me feel bad about myself. But at the same time, it made me feel good about myself. Because no matter how tired you are, you got to keep walking.
Yeah.
So I would just walk and walk and walk. In those days, I wasn't falling asleep in train stations. You know, I would stay up all fucking night. And then your body becomes something else. You become something else at night. You're like a cat. A cat at night becomes something else. He becomes a hunter. A lot of people don't know that. Like when I go home at night and I wake up in the middle of the night and I go into my living room, those cats are up.
Yeah, they sleep most of the day, right?
They sleep most of the day. So when I wake up in the middle of the night, you go into the living room and they surround you for love, like you're petting them. And you could feel this certain, they're not regular cats. They have and that's what you turn into at night. You know, you stay up late nights. You know what you turn into. You're a different
I work
person
late
at 4.
nights.
Yeah, you work late nights, you know. So just that, and I was homeless a few times. I remember doing blow in this rocket ship.
What?
There was a rocket ship in 88th Street Park when I was growing up. And
in the park.
all those nights I would, let's say Scott was my good friend. I go, Scott, man, I'm not staying long. And Scott would go, Joe, you can sleep on my couch whenever, but you got to come over by 2 o'clock. I go to bed after that. There's nights I would look at the clock and go, fuck it, I'm not going to go to Scott's. I'm too coked up and too drunk. I don't want Scott to see me this way. I would just go to the rocket ship and go onto the rocket ship and put my little hooded sweatshirt on and snort blow under there and pass out on the fucking grass and hope that a rat wouldn't fucking bite me or something.
I can't even imagine, dude.
The closest I came is I had to live in a guy's closet for 2 weeks. Like I didn't have enough money to pay for like my weekly that I was staying in. Like right when I moved down to LA, because like even though I got a job my first day down here, I didn't get a paycheck for a couple of weeks, right? And I only came down with $1,000, like an idiot. And I didn't realize how grossly expensive everything was going to be.
Where'd you move from?
I moved here from Vegas.
And what did you want to be when you moved here?
Stand up.
When you came out here, you came out to be a stand-up comic?
Yeah. We didn't know anything. Like, we had the scene in Vegas, like, it was very small, and we didn't really have we didn't have any professionals around.
And this is how you met Sam?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know Sam from Vegas.
From Vegas, yeah.
And you guys came out together as Goombas.
Yeah, like,
okay.
I came out, what happened is, and really, Sam Tripoli started the open mic scene in Las Vegas. Like, there had been previous open mic scenes, but they had completely died out. There was nothing around. And he started an open mic right next, in a bar that was right next to where I lived. And so he came down to the coffee shop I always hung out at, and it was right across from the college, UNLV. And did a little comedy set, and he brought this other guy, I can't remember, Rich, his name was Rich, and he was kind of a crappy hack comic, and when that guy did his set and he got some laughs, it's like, oh shit, I can do better than that. And so I went in, did my first open mic, and my first line was something stupid, but it got a laugh. That's all I needed, to get hooked. It was like heroin, or what I imagine heroin would be like. You just like, what a rush. That was amazing.
How was the open mic scene then? What year was this?
Oh God, this is probably 96.
And how was the open mic scene in Vegas at the time? Vegas was going through a change at that time.
Yeah. We would have an audience occasionally, which means a singular person that we would be performing for. We were performing in a venue where we had to compete with video poker machines. So that was kind of tough.
And in 96, how many open mics were there?
At first, there was just the one, and then there were like 2.
And none of those hotels were doing open mics or show?
Nothing.
Nothing.
You would think in like the entertainment capital, like there'd be a lot of that stuff. But I mean, I guess maybe there's just so many good, like higher level performers that don't need it, or.
Well, no, because it's for the tourists, and the tourists don't want to see
that's true, of course,
developing talent.
And now they do one of the biggest open mics in the country is at the South Point Hotel in Vegas on Friday nights at 12:30.
Oh, that dirty 12:30 thing.
People come from all over. So if you're doing a show in Vegas on a Friday night, let's say Norton's at the Riviera. I'm just saying. I'm not exaggerating. Ooh.
Oh, jeez.
Let's say Norton's at the Riviera and Rogan's at the House of Blues and Lee's at the Venetian. The unwritten rule is to shoot over there at 12:30 and do a spot, and everybody has a drink and they hang out. It's not bad. So just to think that it's amazing that you had to create your own things.
Yeah, no.
You have to create your own fucking gigs, you know.
And really, it was Sam who led the charge on that. Like, he got us in. He got a casino gig for us. He got a where he was doing an open mic, but actually it wasn't an open mic. It was our professional show.
And so what do? You just go to like a bar, you say like, I know you guys don't have anything here that night. I'll get 20 people here and they'll buy drinks.
Well, we wouldn't lie like that because we couldn't draw 20 people. You know, it's you'd find a venue and it'd work out for like 3 or 4 months, and then it'd start to peter out. You know, we had a coffee shop that, you know, worked out really well. It was basically you're performing for mostly the comics every time, which kind of warps your sensibilities because comics are special people. You got to go darker, and so if you're always performing in front of other comics, you might go a little darker than
usual.
Yeah, I loved groans when I was telling jokes. I loved getting a good groan. I would go there. I would go beyond there.
Well, did you see Gerard Carmichael's special on HBO?
No.
It was pretty good. It was Spike Lee did it. He's not like he's pretty funny. I've seen him, but like the special wasn't like he wasn't trying to like make like huge laughs every joke. Like a lot of it was like kind of like I don't know about controversial, but it wasn't necessarily like a joke. Like he was trying to make you laugh, and it was one of the better specials I'd seen in a long time.
Back to the fucking open mic cocksucker with Gerard Carmichael.
I don't know. You get me high, stuff happens.
It's really crazy what comics don't. Comics will fail if they don't have a place to perform. You know, I mean, you can't perform. You can't be a comedian. And it's so weird that sometimes you have to get together with other comics and form your own venues. And a lot of comics don't have the aptitude to do that. You know, when I lived in Denver, I started in Denver. And Denver had the Comedy Works, which gave you 3 minutes. And then you had all these other cowboy bars. You went up after line dancing, and you went up, you know, not ideal times. It's not like in your head you're trying to start this glamorous fucking career, right? You're hearing about drugs and bitches, and then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, we have a show. It's 9:30 on Sundays. The line dancing ends about 9:15. You guys start at 9:30. You're like, what the fuck, you know? So I remember even myself, like there was this Chinese guy. His name is Ron. When I got divorced, I used to call Ron, and he'd deliver, and he'd put on the tab for me. I had 2 different Chinese places. Ron made great stuff, and the other place made great stuff, but different. Like, it's like going to a Chinese restaurant in L.A. They might have good soup, but the pork fried rice might suck, or the egg roll might suck. So in Boulder, they had this guy, Ron, and he had a beautiful patio. And I went to him one day, and I go, Ron, the patio just fucking sits here every night. If you charge $5, and I come here with 10 buddies and do this, and we started getting 6 people, then 8 people, then 10 people paid, but 4 people getting for free, you know. And before you know it, after a few months, you got 60 people in there, you know. But something always happens. A comic gets drunk or throws a glass or says something politically unfunny, and there goes the fucking neighborhood. But that whole art, that whole open mic scene is something that I could live to be 100. I still remember all my open mics.
Oh, it was amazing.
It really is.
And when you bomb, it is so horrible.
No, it's not.
It is horrible. You feel devastated because you didn't get that. You didn't get that high. You didn't channel it. It went wrong, and you want to get kissed by the sun again.
I got a email from a kid that's been emailing me for a while. I can't remember his name, out of Dallas. Sweetheart of a kid. Pretty funny, too. And he emailed me that, Joey, I'm finally doing it. I'm getting on stage. I'm going out there like fucking. And he started laying all these things on me like Zeppelin in 76. And I emailed him back. So how did it go? Because he emailed me like on a cusp. I answer all the emails on Sunday. And he came up and he's like, well, it wasn't what it was. You know, because in the back of your mind, you think you're going to go out there. Like, when you're writing your first jokes, you're like, oh, fuck. Dice Clay, Joe Rogan, it's over for those motherfuckers. Seriously. You get so overwhelmed with your jokes. Like, because in the back of your mind, you're like, I got this. You really, and especially if you come out of the gate strong. Like, if you open mic, the first one you come on, you get some laughs, and the second one, It's over. You're already put it in your mind. How long did you do comedy for, Scott? 18 years. You're like, it took him 18 years. It took me 3 fucking times on stage. That's how you think, Lee.
Right, yeah.
And all of a sudden you go on stage one night and you get your head handed to you. And it's, I guess you're right. I guess the first 2 years you want to go home and cry. But then between the drugs and the alcohol, eating some fucking girl's pussy or sucking somebody's tit, because those open mics attract a different type of crowd. And you get more personal with them. People talk to you a little more. You end up going home with weird people. Best parties I ever had were my open mic days. And I really had 2 sets of open mic, because I was an open micer in Denver. Then I was an open micer in Seattle with Brody and Josh Wolf and Mark Madison. And we had enough venues, so Josh in those days would start little venues. But just the camaraderie.
Oh, yeah. We were always together.
Yeah.
We had a whole crew.
That's it. It's it. And it's something, it's like if you watch Behind the Music and they talk about like Guns N' Roses, and it's your comedy career is your open mic career and your music career. It's all crazy till your first album. With music, it's all crazy till the first album, maybe the first, and then you know it's business. And with comedy, it's all it's all craziness till one guy gets like an MC gig, then another guy gets an MC gig. But here's what happens: you and Lee are best friends. You're at the Comedy Store, and you're at the Laugh Factory. Mitzi sure hates him, and the guy who owns the Laugh Factory, Jimmy Masada, hates you. But you guys are best friends. So shit like that starts happening. And that's how friendships drift apart, or they stay together, or it's very weird. So what works for you now might not work for them. Like when those guys, Belushi and all those guys had CTV up in Canada. What was the name of that channel they had? SCTV. And they all got hired by Saturday Night Live except Harold Ramis. You know, it's a weird feeling. So,
sounds like high school and like middle school.
It is. It really is. The open mic is the funnest. I don't know. It's like, it's like high school for comedy, because now you're hanging around with 6 people who giggle all the time. You're fucking broke. How broke are you? Oh my God, you're fucking just broke. And there's always one guy who's got a day job or lives with his mother, and we all mooch off him, or he's got a car. It's. You know, you wish you could do it again. You wish you could do it again and stay in that virginity zone where it's just about getting there. Because when you're an open micer, it's just about getting there. Once you get
and
that
the purity of the art.
And the purity of the art. And it's just these people, like, you know, in Seattle, we went out from Monday to Thursday, because Fridays is when the professionals get paid. So from Monday to Thursday, we were out every fucking night. Some nights till 10, some nights till 5 in the morning. Just depends how much money you got. Maybe you did a gig on Thursday.
Oh, yeah. No, we didn't have very many paying gigs in Vegas. It was always just like, hey, if we got free drinks, if we got a dinner out of it, that was just humongous for us. You know, that was the best if we could get drinks. One time, one of our crew, Vinny, got it at a really happening bar, and it was, it was like a nightclub, and he called it Vinny's Comedy Party. And we were like, how the fuck Vinny get that? You know, but he landed it, and we're like, oh no, it's gonna go straight to his head, and of course it did. But it was wonderful though to be able to perform in front of that many people, and we got like a couple of free drinks.
Where's Vinny now?
He lives in L.A. Vinny got kind of weird, you know, like when he got down here, and he kind of like distanced himself.
Is he still doing comedy?
No, I mean the last time I saw him, of course, he was doing comedy, but I've heard that nobody's seen him in a long time. He started working as a bouncer, but not like really a bouncer. He's on security, more like the door guy.
It's amazing.
And he dropped out, but he wasn't doing really well, and with the comedy, and I think he couldn't. You know, LA's a rough town. And
now, do you still do comedy?
No.
When was the last time you did stand up?
Sam, actually the whole crew, and this was like our last time like really together. We tried putting together a multimedia comedy show, and we did do it, and it was Sam, Keith Healy, Mark Hatchell, who hangs out at the Comedy Store a lot, and Sam, and we were booking. I was getting all these shorts off the internet and like contacting the people who made them and getting permission to show them. And we were showing shorts in between stand-up comedy. That was our idea, and we also ran it as a live like night show. So it was like Sam was behind a desk as a talk show host.
Look at the shape of you already. Your eyeballs are already.
What do you expect? The new chef is in.
Your eyes look like fucking Manischewitz and shit. Look at them.
Oh, that's the most disgusting one.
I love Manischewitz.
Oh, no, you
tremendous.
don't.
Couple fucking bangs of Manischewitz with a gram of blowing a yarmulke on was better than you. You know what I'm saying?
So I go up, and I hadn't been active for a while because I got a job at a record label, and so that made me like what took up my nights. A lot of my job was going out with people at night, and I started making money, and I was like, man, and I learned more about the entertainment business, which is something, when you're an open mic, you're not thinking about the business. And the more I learned about the business, and I'm not that great at math, but I didn't like the math at all. I was like, the percentages, you could be amazing at this and not make it. I know people that, by my open mic standards, were beyond hero status who have nothing. They have absolutely nothing. Like they don't own anything. Like their car is probably 15 years old. If they have a car, some of them don't.
The struggle is hard.
Yeah. And I was at a spot where I go, is this
what you want to do?
Yeah, it's like, am I willing to pay the price? Is what it came down to. Am I willing to pay the price? Because I knew what it was. I was able to accept that, But then I go, is this okay for you? Having nothing. Like, is this okay for you for the rest of your life? I was like, no, it's not, Because I felt like I had options, and I wanted to try to a heavy talent in our crew. Everybody knew it, even the open mic days.
Well, don't a lot of comics say, like, if there's anything else you can do, don't do stand-up?
Yeah, they do.
I heard a lot of people say that.
I met Jimmy, oh, God.
Walker.
No, used to run around with Sam Kinison.
Schubert.
Yeah, Jimmy Schubert. I met him in Vegas before we moved down here. And I got to talk to him for a while, and he'd been drinking a little bit, and man, he scared the shit out of me. Like how bad it could be, how dark it could be. I won this comedy contest at the Comedy Stop. It was funny. They give you this jacket, and then I moved down here. There's no fucking way I'm wearing that jacket around here. Yeah. I'd get teased mercilessly. No, not mercilessly. It would just be like forever. But when I let's talk. I don't even know this guy's name, but one of the comic judges was telling me, yeah, you don't want to do this. His wife was with him. She's like, yeah, it's really hard to have a relationship and and I'm looking around the people around me like nobody was getting married. Nobody was getting married except for the people who were already married when they moved down here. Like Galern and Oshak, people like that, but nobody was in relationships except with other comics, and that's just
a
like,
losing situation.
Yeah, it is.
Those first 7 years of comedy, one of the hardest things, but it was weird. It was like I read the what's the guy's fucking guitar player, Keith Richards, and he was like, when you go off smack, it's 7 days of fucking hell, but it going in. I knew it, but I had nothing else going on. Like nothing that I really wanted to do. Like this was it. Like once I got into this, I knew it. Once I did it, it took me 3 years to decide the path, how I was going to do it. You know, one day when I said, that's it. This is what I'm going to do. I don't want to be a Hollywood movie. I didn't want to do any of that. I just wanted to travel and do stand-up at that point. It ended up becoming something else. And when I got here, wow. I mean, I remember living on Stanhope's couch, living in an RV. I mean, I lived in so many places. But at that point, I knew that anywhere I would go, I would have to go through the same. So let's say I became a Mason, and I came and worked for you. What are they going to pay me? They're going to pay me $8 an hour while I start. What the fuck's $8 an hour going to do for me? If not, I would have had to go to a photo mat or just something and start ground level again at 33 or 32. I think, how long have I been in LA? 17 years. I'm 51. So I got here, when I was fucking 34 or something. I was long in the fucking tooth already. So what were my options? I got here in March. I got here in January, and I fucking struggled and struggled. And what really bailed me out was a commercial. But that commercial paid the prior 4 years. It just caught up with the 4 years of damage I had just lived. With the lease, send me 200. Lease, send me 200. You know, I had to take care of all my friends and this, and then I was left with some money. But that let me know I could do it. Do you follow me? Yeah. And then I had 2 or 3 years of debt. But that commercial let me know I could do it. That one stupid Taco Bell commercial, which I got on luck. It was all luck from A to Z. That let me know I could do it. And I hung on. Then I got a CBS pilot. And that let me know a little bit. And then I just kept playing it. And my wife and I were talking the other day. She goes, I remember you being so fucking frustrated. You couldn't even sleep at night. You were so frustrated. Like, I remember staying in with you and you could not sleep. It was amazing, you know, living in a 1-bedroom apartment, having $24 in your ATM card, and your wife having, well, she wasn't my wife at the time, her having $68 in ATM. You know, paying the rent on the first and barely making $700 rent. That's $350 a piece. You know, it wears on you. It wears on you when you don't wear underwear, not because you don't like to wear underwear, because if it's between underwear or socks, you're going to buy a pack of socks. Underwear could wait, you know. You got to get your hair cut once every 6 weeks, and it's got to be a good haircut. You figure out ways. Once you're poor like that, you do figure out ways to there was a gas station on Sunset in between Kherson and whatever. The guy that ran it was always outside helping people. I would always steal a pack of cigarettes. I always had a way. I didn't get what I wanted, but I got what I needed, you know. I didn't know when it was going to end. And I think it took me 7 years to catch a financial break, you know, because when you're in the business, you'll book something and you make $5,000. But that's it. That's it for the year. So you're happy. Yeah, I made $5,400 on this shoot. But that's it. Once that $5,400's over, you're back to $15 sets at the Comedy Store. And, you know, in those days, they paid you $300 to go on the road with no fucking plane ticket. $300 on the road with no plane ticket. Your plane ticket's $99. That means you got $201 in a strange city to eat, fuck, suck, and come back to pay your bills with. So it's a fucking struggle, you know. Now, when I met you, you started writing. So you always had writing gigs. What was your first writing gig?
I started writing once I got laid off from my job in the music industry, and but I had met some publicists, and I was dating a publicist, and so I started getting work doing bios, just on the basis they knew I could write, because I'd always been like, you know, the writer boy. When my first writing contest when I was like 4, about what a great father I had, you know, he's still got it framed on his wall, which is kind of cute. It says made the most money in the world. And he was like an enlisted guy in the Air Force, so he was actually, they had to pick up cans to buy baby formula for my sister, you know, because like they didn't pay military guys anything back then. Anyway, but just like the irony of me talking about, and that's what I thought at the time. I didn't realize we were poor until I was like 16, and guys from other schools started picking up chicks from my high school. and like everybody around who actually went to my school had like really trashed, crappy, old cars, and then guys showing up in brand new BMWs that were my age. Like, oh wow, we don't make much money. But like it never occurred to me that I had less than anybody, because I guess because my dad was in the military, so everybody basically had the same shit.
So when you got into writing out here,
oh yeah. So what what I was doing was I was writing baby band bios, which is horrific. I will never, ever, ever, no matter how desperate I get, do that. I mean, how do I write a biography for a person who has no life experience? Like she's been taking piano lessons since she was 4, and now she's got this album, but she's never done anything before. Anyway, it's a horrific writing experience. Corporate bios, press releases.
It's amazing the stuff you do to make money. Like my first job here, I had a better title, but I was like building furniture, and one day I was scraping labels off of camera cases with Goo Gone and a butter knife. And I was paying my student loans back, and I was like, fuck.
And what was your title?
Assistant editor.
And you were putting furniture together.
Putting furniture together, cleaning, reorganizing shit. Goo Gone. It was terrible.
Because for a while there, you were coming to the Comedy Store. And that's how I met you, and that's how we talked every Sunday night. We'd talk about shit and blah, blah, blah. And then I remember you getting writing work. Like
yeah, no.
Work. Now you wrote for High Times for a while.
No, I pitched an article on. I was freelance writing for a while. I was writing for a bunch of different magazines, and including like LA Architecture, and which was cool. Like they said, "Hey, do you know anything about architecture?" And I was broke, and I was like, "Yes, I do. I've read about that." And so I got work doing that. And so anyway, if you're a freelance writer, you just send query letters to editors and say, "Hey, would you be interested in a story about this or whatever your pitch is?" Right? And
would it be stuff you'd already written or no?
No. You usually just send the query, and then if somebody's interested, then you can go do it. Or you might have, if you think you've got something that's definitely going to sell, you might have already like built it up. Be even easier then. But so you just pitch it. That's how you get your work. And that's what I wanted to do for a long time. And so I was happy, but the problem is you never know when you get paid. It doesn't get paid till it gets published. And so you can do a lot of work and your $2,000.
There's always a fucking
check.
By the way, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's always a fucking by the way in the entertainment business. People think at home that you come out here and you're drinking Bloody Marys all day. I just did a job a month ago. I just got the fucking check because they sent the check to the agent. Then the accountant will come in for 1 week. Then he fills it out. By the time you fucking get it, it could have sent it on horseback. I would have got it before that. You know what? I'm the type of dude, when I do something, I want my fucking money. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, 3 weeks. I don't know. Send me the fucking check. So I called the agent the other day. I said, listen, I love you guys to death. I respect you, but from now on, I'm getting the checks direct. Well, we don't do that. Well, then you can't represent me. I don't want checks 50 days out. This check got cut September 8th. Why am I getting it October 4th? Why? What? And they're Burbank. They got fucking no. So, it's always something. That shit, my fucking Jew side gets fucking furious. You think I'm fucking kidding you? I just don't say nothing. When I do a job and they say 10 days, I'm not sweating it, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, it's day number 8.
Yeah.
This motherfucker better be in my mailbox by Thursday.
Well, it's amazing how many free jobs that people ask you to do. Like, you must have had, not when you're an open micer, but when you were a professional comic, you must get requests for free stuff. I know you do. You get requests for, like, YouTube videos.
Well,
and you're like, what the hell, man?
Free is how you get experience. You follow me? So it's like if I come to Scott right now, Scott ain't doing dick anyway. And I go, Scott, I got this hot fucking magazine. What's a hot magazine? Yeah. Anybody know? You know any magazines? You, Scott? Jiu Jitsu fucking weekly. Okay? And I go, Scott, I can't get you paid, but I get you an article in there once a fucking week. There's some things that are worth doing. It's got a million readership. You know what? And I guarantee the guy that comes to Scott is getting $200 for that article. He just talks Scott.
Oh, yeah.
And Scott's a saint of a guy. Somebody's got to be fucking getting paid. It's like those people I do those fucking Halloween movies for, the Christmas movie. They call you every year and tell you how they didn't make money in this movie, but why would you do it again? Would you keep fucking the same crack coke she gave you syphilis? I don't fucking think so. So who the fuck, and that's what I tell them, I go, who the fuck do you people think you're kidding? This is what you're giving me for this movie. And they go, okay, but we can't do this for the next one. Then they call you with the next one, tell you the same thing. We're doing another one. Yeah, okay, as long as that motherfucker goes up. Oh, we didn't sell it to you sold it to somebody. Because fucking somebody's
you're
always
doing it
getting
again.
paid. Yeah. Why would you do it? I love those people. I don't even know why I do this. I'm not making any money. Then why are you doing it? I wouldn't do it. I'd be at home giving my wife a stabbing, eating fucking donuts. If I,
No,
seriously.
there's a point between,
There's a point, yeah.
between being an intern. Like a couple years when I came out here, these NBC interns were suing NBC because they said they only got coffee and they weren't doing real work. And those people are idiots because they'll never work again. There's a point of being an intern, but there's a point where you have to, and it's basically yourself, where you say you're professional and you can't help out a free independent movie for a credit, and next time they'll pay you, because then you don't get money.
You all got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's up to you what you want to do. There's people that get money for every move they make. There's people that don't ask. If you don't ask, you're not going to get it.
Right.
And if you ask somebody and they get insulted, then that person's not real. They were going to fuck you in the ass anyway. Am I lying to you?
No.
Right or wrong? If you ask somebody for money and they get insulted, how many times... Listen, I've had this happen. I've had somebody call you and you tell them no, and they'll call somebody else and pay that person.
Are you serious?
There's people who are fucking ridiculous. So, you know what, man? You only live once. You only go around this corner once. You should always ask for something. And sometimes you might do something for half price, but you're working alongside somebody. When Rogan calls me, I went on the road with Rogan for 6 or 7 years, even when I was headlining. People go, why are you going on the road with him? I might learn something. I got another opportunity to try my joke in front of these fucking people in a theater in Washington, D.C. Why wouldn't I go? If there's 3,000 people there and one of those person likes me and follows me and listens to the fucking podcast, that's great. So there's things. There's, now when people call me, they try, oh, yeah, because I'm doing it. Listen, guy, go away. You know what I'm saying? Go away. Because, no. But there's people that I just got a film the other day. I swear to God, I'll show this to you. You're going to die. Who's in this movie? I did a short film. I didn't know these people were in this movie. Everybody is a star. I'm the only fucking loser. It was an NBC deal. That's why they never gave it to me. Didn't I tell you?
No.
I was waiting for a reel, and these motherfuckers wouldn't send it to me.
No.
And the kid wouldn't give me an answer. I got a call like 2 years ago. Hi, this is Marsha at NBC. We're shooting this fucking thing, and we like.
Oh, that thing with the community people?
Community people.
Oh.
But it's got everybody. Chris 30 Rock people. Anything on NBC. The one with The Office. Those people are in it. 30 Rock are in it. Fucking Community's in it. So it's everybody from NBC. And I own an Italian restaurant. It's about the Boy Scouts, and they sell heroin nationwide. So the Boy Scouts are going on a camping trip, but what they're really doing is distributing heroin in all these markets. And I'm the main distributor. They come to me at this Italian restaurant, and they talk about ziti. It's fucking classic. I watched it, and everybody, every single fucking person, I did it for free. I was furious I did it. Now people saw me in a circle of good people. So sometimes I did that as a favor for her, but she told me, you're going to be in and out there, Joey. It's 2 hours. I got there at 8 and I was in my car by 9:30. But I did it for free. But I didn't know I was going to be in the circle with all those people. It makes me look good.
No, that's true. I see what you're saying. There definitely are points where you should sacrifice money for like moving ahead, but there are some people who
take advantage, especially out here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They'll take fucking advantage. They'll ask you to write 2 articles. They're pretty good. They'll ask you to write for fucking life. And then you'll say to them, hey, dog, not for nothing. You're charging $3 for that magazine. Nothing trickles down this way. How dare you? After what I've done for you? I've published you? Really? But where's my fucking money from the yield of my fucking labor, cocksucker?
Yeah, I actually tried writing for MMA sites, and they kind of said that I would need to work for free, and I'd been professional for so long that I was like, I've kind of already earned my chops. I've got my publishing clips. just not interested in doing it for that. You know, it's just at a certain point it becomes what you. But in the beginning,
Fuck yeah, you get published. Yeah.
yeah,
Fuck yeah.
You know the
Now,
bylines.
Did you get me in High
amazing.
Times?
Oh, I got Eddie in High Times.
Okay, who got me in High Times?
I don't think it was me.
Somebody contacted me and said, write an article about the first time you got high. I wrote a story about my friend taking me to a church in the village, and I was fucking blown away. Like, I never went back to a Catholic church again. Like, that's how much. Then my mother died shortly after that. I was like, I'm done with God. I'm done with that motherfucker. They're selling weed and shit. But I wrote that story. But it's just, now, I knew you in 97, 98.
98.
Then you disappeared. And then one day I walk into an Eddie Bravo class, and there you are sweating like a pig, rolling around with a new look, a complete new physique, and an air of confidence. What happened? What made you? I mean, if they put you in a room and said, pick a jiu-jitsu guy in here, you're the last motherfucker I would have picked. What made you walk into Eddie Bravo's?
Actually, my roommate.
What year was this?
Time. I started. My first day was February 15th, 2005.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what made you walk into Eddie Bravo?
Well, I was living with Sam Tripoli, and he was going to go down. Joe Rogan was encouraging a lot of comics to try Eddie's class, and I wasn't going to let my roommate be able to kick my ass, so I went down with him. And I was looking for something. I didn't like the gym. I hate counting to 10 or 12 over and over again. I find it monotonous. And so, and I decided, I was actually, I was looking for what I was going to be in life, because I had just kind of like admitted myself, I'm not interested in doing comedy anymore. It's a very difficult decision, because it's your identity. You know, you're a comic. No matter what you're doing, nobody describes themselves by the jobs that they're doing to get by at the time. You know, you're a comic, and you're always doing comedy. It makes me sad to go watch comedy nowadays, you know, because that was something that I loved. And then somebody will tell a bad joke. I'm like, dude, I could be up there. And I'm just too competitive is part of it, I guess. Anyway, I miss it, but I forgot where I was going.
Why you started jiu-jitsu, yeah.
Oh, jiu-jitsu. So Sam took me down. We went down, and I had no idea who Eddie Bravo was. No idea at all.
This is at the Bomb Squad.
This at the Bomb Squad
on Santa Monica Boulevard,
and
across from that fucking.
It was a
restaurant.
Trader Joe's. I believe it got closed though.
Wait, what's the restaurant there?
Oh, the Yukon.
The Yukon Mining Company.
Right.
Lee loves that shit.
So
what's the Yukon Mining Company?
They sell shit that'll kill you.
Oh, I love that shit.
I know you do.
So I was I guess I was 31 at the time, and I had just recently started new medicine, right? And that it basically I could work out. I had like I have narcolepsy, and I started a medicine that basically made it where I'm like 99.9%, right?
Whoa! So
and it changed everything for me.
Did you ever have like a bad accident?
No.
Okay.
It's just like I was diagnosed with it, and you know, oddly enough, my problem was when I laugh too hard, I fall down.
Oh.
And so I went into stand-up comedy because I got balls like that.
What happens during narcolepsy?
Okay, so there's a chemical that prevents you from acting out your dreams when you go to sleep. So, you know, like if you're dreaming like you're a Nam or something and you got to kill the Viet Cong, well, you don't wake up and find your wife dead, you know. So you're paralyzed while you sleep. And for narcoleptics, certain emotional states can trigger that chemical to get released.
Oh, shit.
And so I'm technically awake and asleep at the same time when that happens. So it shuts my body down, but my body's sending messages, hey, don't fall down. So it's all shh. And in my case, the primary trigger is laughter.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And so, I mean, man, when it first
fucked up.
Yeah, it is. When it first went I couldn't laugh at all when it went full blown. Like when I was 18, 19. That's why I got kicked out of the Navy. It happened in the Navy, and it just like watching The Simpsons was like murder. But I'm like, I'm gonna take it. I'm not backing down off of this. And so I'd have to watch the same show like 3 times because I would miss that much of the material because I'd be on the ground. You know, I had to like get a beanbag because the chairs, I kept falling out of them. It was fucking
amazing. So can it be like anger for some people or sadness?
It can be anger. Fear can do it.
This sounds like a stupid question, but are you allowed to drive if you have narcolepsy?
I don't have a license.
Oh, wow.
Although I finally got cleared.
Okay.
Like, I am clear to go get a license. I just apparently I'm afraid to go do that. Is what I guess it is.
Well, that's awesome that you did comedy. Now you're like doing a fighting sport.
Yeah, no. So anyway, I realized that my body didn't have the limitations that it formerly had. Like, I took this medicine day 1. I was like, holy shit, this is what awake is? You know, it was different. It fixed me, and it's GHB. And I was like, wow, I was waking up and my legs were warm, just like a warm, tingly feeling. I was like, this is amazing. I get this warm, tingly, and somebody goes, Scott, that's called circulation. I was like, really? Well, fucking circulation rocks. It was just, you know, like things I didn't realize were wrong were all of a sudden fixed.
This is all from narcolepsy.
Yeah. It's just like, because it's neurological. And so anytime something's wrong with your brain, it just rewires itself. And all sorts of crappy shit happens as a side effect. So, like, one of my minor side effects was I couldn't, like, sweat properly. Like, when I was in boot camp, everybody's soaking wet from the workout except me. Like, I'm like, my chest is dry. And so they're like, you know, yelling at me because clearly I'm not working out hard enough. So I had to learn to start taking it off my face and wiping it on my chest so that because I wasn't sweating. And so I'd get sick from the working out because I wasn't releasing the toxins. And so, you know, it kind of like really held me back.
So what does your medicine do? Oh, wait, we got a couple minutes. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
There's the man of steel. What's happening, little brother?
What's up, dog? How you doing?
Sitting here with one of your main motherfuckers, Scott Ross.
Oh, shit, Scott Ross, supposed to be in class. What's going on? You hanging out with Joey?
We got it covered tonight. We got it covered. Renato's down there as the Brazilian fucking teaching Spider Guard to the fucking zombie. What's
Are
happening?
we on the air right now? Or
We're
what?
on the air, brother. It's all yours. Tell these people what's cracking.
This Friday at the Florentine Gardens in Hollywood, my grappling show, it's called EBI, Eddie Bravo Invitational. If you're anywhere in Southern California and you enjoy jiu-jitsu, or even if you're not really that into jiu-jitsu because the point system has bored you to death, I designed a tournament for you, for the guys who are bored with points tournaments, and we've done one show so far that's available on YouTube. EBI1's on YouTube, available for free. All you got to do is search Eddie Bravo Invitational EBI1. Just put all that in the search, because there's a lot of EBI bootlegs, and you don't want to, if you want to watch the version that I put out with commentary, Scott Ross is the commentator, also Eric Capella Cruz is the color commentator, with different camera angles. It's professionally shot. You want to watch the professional one, Eddie Bravo Invitational, EBI1. It's in 2 parts. Part 1 is the featherweights, 16-man featherweight tournament. Part 2 is a 16-man welterweight tournament. It's all submission only, 1 match at a time. And EBI1 had a 95% submission ratio every match, actually, in both 16-man brackets, the featherweights and the welterweights. Every match went to submission except for the final in the featherweight division. So it's a beautiful thing watching a 16-man tournament unfold, watching them one at a time, the matches one at a time. Generally, people are watching fights on YouTube, one match at a time. They're not watching the whole thing unfold, and that's what I think is different about EBI. I mean, Metamorph is a fantastic show. I love Metamorph. I love Abu Dhabi, but a tournament, in my opinion, is more exciting to watch than single matches, only because you get to see a piece of the finalists' careers. Like, you see their last 3 fights that night. It's a beautiful thing, and even if you don't know anybody in the tournament, by the time you watch or get to the finals, you know exactly who those finalists are. And EBI 1 was very successful. Like I said, it's available for free on YouTube. And this Friday, it's EBI 2, featuring Gio Freakazoid Martinez. He won the featherweight one in EBI 1. He won the featherweight division, and now he's dropping down to bantamweight, trying to take both titles. And Danny Prokopos is also in it. He's doing the 55 division. Nathan Orchard's doing the 55 division. Barrett Yoshida is doing the 155 division.
Eric Medina.
What was that?
Eric Medina.
Eric Medina from Jean-Jacques Machado. He's doing 135. We have Fabio Passos, who's a Cobrina black belt. He's doing 135. So, we could very well see Gio Martinez versus Fabio Passos in the finals. That's a possibility. Or who knows? There could be some huge upsets, and maybe both guys get knocked out. Who knows? Also, 10th Planet Riverside instructor Randall Dolph, he's doing 35. 10th Planet Corona head instructor Jeremy Fields, he's doing 155. And we got a Marcelo Garcia representative. We got guys from all different kind of schools, man. It's gonna be a crazy event. We're doing 2 divisions, 135 and 155 this Friday. Doors open at 6 o'clock. It's in Hollywood. Tickets are $35. I wanted it to be $25, but we all, my partner, he twisted my arm, and so it's going to be $35. Still very, very cheap, and you can get your tickets at EddieBravoInvitational.com. You can get them now. There's still plenty of seats available. It's for sure going to be a barn burner. And what also makes EBI a little bit different is our overtime rounds are based on submissions and not based on who the better wrestler is. So I totally revamped and redesigned the overtime rounds to make it more exciting and make it more about who is a better submission artist, not who is a better wrestler. I love wrestling. Wrestling's vital in the sport, but we want to see. I think as a whole, we'd rather see submissions more than 2 guys wrestling and trying to take each other down. So kind of eliminated that from the sport. This EBI is about finding out who the best submission artist is, not who the best points players are, who are the best at getting advantages and stalling. There's no incentive to install or to stall at all in EBI. We took out every incentive, so it's high paced, high action, and the goal is to get this show to make jiu-jitsu exciting enough that American networks will want to air it. I mean, there's no reason why we can't have exciting jiu-jitsu on TV. They got dudes pulling tractors with their teeth. There's no reason why we can't have some high-quality jiu-jitsu.
I saw darts on the other fucking night. At 11 o'clock at night on ESPN, I saw a game of darts. I felt like fucking shooting that fucking TV. I used to hate darts when I was a kid. When I go to a bar and try to snort and blow, there's a bunch of fucking dudes with Leonard Skinner shirts on throwing fucking darts. Get the fuck out of here. There's an activity. There's a bar. Go snort blow like everybody else, you fuck. So if they have darts on fucking TV, they can have jiu-jitsu on TV. 11 o'clock every night, 5 nights a week for a half hour. You know what I'm saying?
Why not? Why
not? In the middle of the fucking matches, Eddie teaches a move, like Red on Round Ball. I was watching the NBA channel the other day. In the 80s, Red Auerbach, the coach of the fucking Celtics, would teach a move at halftime. Every week, Eddie brings somebody in, or he teaches his own fucking move. You can make it exciting on TV. You really can.
Well, Eddie's rules that he has for it do make it exciting.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason to just stall out, and there's incentive not to stall out, And as a matter of fact, only one match went to overtime at the first one.
And that match that went to overtime was because the overtime rounds are based on submissions. it was a lot more exciting to see than an overtime round based on wrestling. So again, I love wrestling. It's very important. I tell all my guys to wrestle, wrestle, wrestle. But as far as putting asses in seats to watch a grappling event, it has to be heavy on submissions. It has to be all about submissions.
You know, Eddie Bravo. Life is
Yes.
really nice. I've known you for a while. I've known Scott for a while, and it's great to watch when people, families or they grow in life. But this has just been amazing the last 5 years for me because we're all growing together. You're getting into a different part of jiu-jitsu. You were a great jiu-jitsu guy. Now you really want to spread the word. And it's amazing to see everybody fucking grow. Growing, you just went and taught jiu-jitsu every night.
Just right now, I'm at 10th Planet Oceanside right now with Gio Martinez. That's the weird thing is I'm talking about him and how EDI is featuring him. I'm actually here in Oceanside teaching out of school right now. I'm looking at him right now. I'm wearing a 10th Planet Freaks rash guard right now. And, damn it, I forgot what I was going to say, Joey.
Hey, fuck it, the reef is working, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you know what I saw? Oh, no, you know what I saw? But we were at his house before a class, and I saw Joe Rogan on Ari's show on Comedy Central, and I'm like, God, and I was just thinking, because you're saying how we all grew in our own ways. And before I saw that Ari show, I'm like, wow. I saw Steve Renazizi in the league, like right before that. I'm like, man, like all these guys from the Comedy Store, Steve Renazizi, Ari Shaffir, that's like the original like Death Squad, right there. Everyone's got their own shows now and blowing up. You're blowing up. It's pretty crazy how like birds of a feather, man. That stuff's real.
It's amazing that you're looking to put jiu-jitsu on the map in a different way. Like who would have fucking thought 3 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, we were talking shit in the back of a plane. You never dreamed of VBI. I mean, I know you did. I know you. So it was always in the back of your mind. You had it planned out. But it's just amazing where things are going, man. And it's really beautiful to see. When I went to New York, my fucking nephew came up to me, and he's like, hey, man, I went to a tournament, and I did well. I beat the guy, but he had one of your patches on his gi. It hurt my feelings. He goes, but at the same time, he goes, you got to hook me up with Eddie Bravo stuff. Like, he couldn't believe that I knew you. Like at this tournament, this is like it was a little regional tournament, and people were talking about you, and he's like, wow, Joey hangs out with him. He knows who it is. So in these circles, you're like this Bruce Lee of jiu-jitsu because you're bringing something different to the table, man. And that's what you wanted. That's what you always wanted, Whether it's no gi, whether it's the submissions only, that's what you've always wanted, to help the game.
Well,
yeah, man. I don't know. I wouldn't be doing any of this if someone else already did it. I mean, I would rather just sit back and enjoy a show like EDI and these rules. But I was trying to talk people into these rules, these different promoters. I didn't even want to do it. I just want to enjoy it, but I couldn't talk any promoters into these rules that I got into this format. So there just came a point where I just thought I just got to do it. And Victor Davila, my partner in EDI. He's he's the one who's actually producing it and making it happen. They're just my rules and my concepts, but Victor is the one who's out there busting his ass and making it happen and using all his television connections through the UFC and all that to make this happen. And all we're trying to do is get jiu-jitsu on TV and make it as exciting as possible, man. So every jiu-jitsu fan should enjoy it. If you're a real jiu-jitsu fan, you should enjoy what we're trying to do. I think you should be trying to help us out and I'm rooting for this to work, because all it's going to do is just elevate jiu-jitsu. And, I have a lot of people who out there in the jiu-jitsu community who hope I fail at what I try and all that stuff. And I hope one day those feelings can change and people really do realize that I'm just trying to improve jiu-jitsu, man. And I need all the help I can get, and all the guys in my association, we're all working together trying to make this happen. And we could use more help. It would be nice if the entire Brazilian jiu-jitsu community, we all got together and we pushed and we all put our minds together. Like, how could we make jiu-jitsu as exciting as possible? And I think with EBI, I think we're pretty close, man, because EBI was so successful. It was perfect, man. It couldn't have gone any better. And we just continue to hope that we can keep pulling off these shows. Who knows? Maybe EDI 2 this Friday is a disaster. Who knows? Maybe it sucks. But there's so many quality guys in the tournament that, man, anything can happen. But of course, we're hoping for the best, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be another exciting show. Hopefully, just as exciting as EDI 1.
I love you, brother. I'm going to have the church people go out there on Friday night and support you. See how to give them a hug, cocksuckers. Don't fuck around.
Beautiful, man.
Wear deodorant.
Eddie Bravo Invitational.com for tickets. 10planetjj.com if you want to learn the 10 Planet system. If you want to find out if there's a location near you, click locations. You want to learn the 10 Planet system, click techniques. You want to buy some 10 Planet gear. We got some new stats that just came out. Just press a click store or shop. I forget which one it is. And also, we got a pretty good, cool forum at 10planetjj.com. Click the Knee Bugle forum. If you want to meet all the 10 Planet Generals, that's where we all hang out. Thank you, Joey, for having me on, man.
Thank you, brother. And good luck on Friday. I'll be cheering for you, my man.
Okay, man. Thank you,
Stay black and beautiful.
See ya. See you, man.
Take it easy.
You know, because, I mean, we live in L.A. here. To continue my conversation with you, we live in L.A. here. I mean, in 2005, there were a couple of jiu-jitsu schools, the Gracies, a couple of people. You walked into Eddie's.
And it's amazing how lucky I was.
Yeah,
it is amazing. What I'm thinking
here. Like,
you know, it was synchronicity. You know, when the right shit happens.
How was it at first when you first?
There was nobody there. It was like, I believe my first class. It was just me and Sam, and I was at a day class. His day classes were really small, so I was basically getting like a semi-private lesson from Eddie Bravo, and I had no idea how fortunate I was.
How was your first year?
Well, let me put it like the first week, like probably like my third day in, I looked around and I had Paul Semtax Daly, the British MMA guy. He was on the left of me. He was training with us for like a week or two, I guess. And then I had Gunner, which is our Bionic Marine guy, was on the other side of me, and he had the Marine record for doing pull-ups, you know. So the guy was just in crazy good shape, and I'm like, I'm just trying to get in shape. These guys are athletes. What am I doing here? You know, and I overheated because I didn't know to drink enough water. And I went outside to try to throw up. And I was like, what am I doing? I don't know if I can really handle this. And then I said, but this is what you wanted to do. You know, like I'd already decided. I was already, because first day I met Eddie, he gives me his Twister DVD. I went back, which is basically, it's got a lot of his matches from purple belt up, so you can see his style develop, and a little bit of his bio, and he's got these comedy skits in it, you know. Anyway, I watch it, and he presents his argument for his system, for why he does jiu-jitsu the way he does. And I critically analyzed it, and I said, you know what, that makes sense. It sounds logical. I agree with that. And then, you know, and he had, you know, his win over Hoyler, the first one, you know, and it's like, wow, that's awesome. I'm lucky. And so, and I went, and I went to every class we had, and I was thinking about doing like 2-a-days every day too. And he's like, well, you know, you don't want to overdo it, you know, or something like that. You know, you might get burned out. And if he hadn't have said that, I would have been doing it. But because I wear gi pants because Eddie wears gi pants. It was just like, I agree. This man knows what he's talking about. I'm going to do what he's doing. You know, my game was the rubber guard. My game was the lockdown. I have a killer lockdown. It's still like, well, if you're a white belt, you're going to tap. You know, because like when I put it on, it's just a genetic gift. You know, you can't like train to be able to do it. It's just my legs fit together right, so I can really hurt people when I do it. I got really bony shins.
How long were you at Bomb Squad for training? How long were you guys down there for?
I think it was just like it was under 2 years.
And then you guys moved to La Brea.
Yeah.
And I was telling Lee, because Lee likes Thai food.
Yeah, they got a nice.
Don't tell the name of the place, but one day I went there with Eddie and a roach fell from the ceiling on top of the table as we were eating the food. And like, I was always against Thai food. Like, you don't understand. It was like a joke on me. Like, they were like, no, we're going to talk in the Thai place. And I'm like, I'm not going in there, Eddie. I don't like Thai food. He's like, come on, bro. They got great fried rice. I know the guys. We go in there every night after jiu-jitsu. Dog, I'm in there 2 minutes talking, and a fucking roach falls right on the table there. I lost my fucking mind. But that's where I walked in and I saw you. And it just destroyed my insides. Because I never figured you for a jiu-jitsu guy. Now your back had changed. You had a V back at the time. You know, when I met you, you were a thin guy. But now your body had transformed.
Oh, absolutely.
It was just amazing. Like his physique trans-fucking-formed. You had the rash guard gun. There was a puddle of sweat next to you. You were missing a tooth. You were fucking horizontal. I tell you, man, I've done a lot of things. I've done construction. I was a hottie. You know, I did, not a hottie like a fucking half a fag dancing. A hottie like I carried fucking sod and shit up hard, you know, concrete and shit. Not a hottie like a good-looking guy.
Those would be some great pictures to find.
I know, but I did all this hard work. And martial arts, I've always loved it. Like Rasan's father was my first karate teacher when I came from Cuba when I was 5 in New York City.
Wow.
How fucking crazy is that? Mr. Orange. I got my green belt from Mr. Orange.
That's amazing.
That's fucking crazy. And even like Mr. Orange's martial arts, he was a hardcore black dude. And I think he hated white people. 1969, 1968. So he made us, like, the class was an hour and a half, and the first half hour was hard calisthenics, like push-ups, sit-ups. I remember doing those things, clapping and going, what the fuck is this shit? This is not what I want to do. I want to throw kicks. And the clinker was, he would make you run with your gi on in the neighborhood where you lived in. You don't know what life is till you got to run by the neighborhood bullies with your fucking gi on, and they see you walking. And he did that, so the next day you would fuck those motherfuckers up. I mean, that was the hardcore of it. But to make a long story short, when I walked into VMAC that first week of jiu-jitsu, those 2 classes were the hardest thing I had ever done in my life. No wrestling experience. Dog, I played high school football. You know, I played freshman year. I played semi-pro football when I was in the 8th grade, when you weighed over 135 and you had to play like guys that were sophomores, and we practiced twice a week. I did, you know, double fucking time. You know, when you play football, the first 2 weeks of football, you got to go to practice twice a day in 100-degree weather. You're doing burpees, you're doing fucking all this crazy shit. But I was also 50. You know, when I first walked into jiu-jitsu, I was 49 years old. But the first 2 fucking classes I took, I was like, no, this is not working. This is not going to work for Uncle Joey. It was completely against what I believe. First of all, I don't like bare feet. I don't like my feet bare.
That's your first problem?
Number 1. Number 2, I don't like touching men's feet. Like, that'll never fucking happen. I'll tap before I grab your fucking foot. All right? I didn't like guys' asses on me. I didn't like none of that shit. I don't like people sweating on me. And that's what made me want to go in there. I'm the type of guy that if I got a problem, I'm going to go deal with it. And it took me how many fucking years to be friends with Eddie? And I go, you know what? They opened up a school a block from my house. And that's the only reason, Scott, I went in there. I go, this is perfect. Because it's a low-key school. It's a white belt school. Even now, 3 years in, they've only got a few blue belts with stripes. So everybody's a fucking white belt. So the guy's like, you came to the right place because we start from scratch in here. That was the hardest thing I ever did. A hip escape, I almost died. 2 or 3 hip escapes. Let me tell you, hip escapes are hard with a motherfucker on top of you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit! When you do that first hip escape and you haven't moved an inch, nothing has happened. So the first year, I mean, I can't imagine, but I can. It makes you think how a guy like you, who's very quiet and low-key, kept going back. Just kept going back. What made you go back 6, 7 months in, 8 months in? Now you're 2 years in and you go up to that fucking school where he had monsters over there. He had monsters on La Brea.
Yeah.
Those are monsters in there. That was intimidating. You walked in there, you could smell testosterone and fucking and triangles and shit. You could smell them. You could smell fucking submissions. What made you keep going back, man? The health of it, the choking out?
You know, that it was, I needed it. I knew I was looking for something, and, you know, there's a void. And
what do you get from it when you go over there? Like when you went there 2 years in, and what do you get in now 9 years in?
Well, you know, it was an
escape?
No, it was there's several aspects of it, and one part was I really enjoyed the fact that I was improving myself. You know, it was fun, but I like that it is an intellectual challenge as well as physical. I couldn't go to the gym and work out as hard as I do with jiu-jitsu, just rolling. There's no way. Like I just don't have that sort of drive. You know, I find it very monotonous. So it never worked for me, you know. I could never stick with it. But jiu-jitsu was like, that motherfucker, I'm gonna get him tomorrow, you know. Every fucking day there was somebody who got me. And it's like, you know, not tomorrow. And that's when you start out, that's the goal. Just like, oh, he's not going to catch me that way tomorrow. I'm going to get this. I'm going to go look it up. I'm going to ask people. I never wanted to ask the person who kept catching me in a submission how to stop it, because I knew he was going to go for it. I want to know how to reverse that shit. You know, so I always had a defensive bent to me, and I just took to it. And then I'm competitive as hell. I didn't realize how competitive. Well, I guess I forgot how competitive I am in a way.
I had to remove that from my life.
Yeah.
At an early age. For me to succeed, I really had to remove that.
Remove what? Competitiveness?
I had it too much as a child playing basketball. See, that's my first love.
You don't think that's good?
So I'm with you. I understand what you went through with the comedy. I still wake up at night sometimes and get upset about my basketball. Like, I want to get up and stab that coach because his negativity stopped me. I was never going to get nowhere in basketball. But maybe it would have kept me in school for 4 years. Maybe it would have got me a scholarship to a Division III school. But this motherfucker, for his dislike of me, didn't play me. And I didn't take it as that. I took it as something different. At 14, you don't know how to take things, you know? So when you started talking about the comedy, I feel your pain because my first love was basketball. My first love was to be in an NCAA championship and start and go out there and for them to say where I was from and my name and for my friends to cheer for me. Once that was taken from me, I turned to drugs and all the other shit I did, you know. So I applaud you. The reason why I was pushing out of jiu-jitsu, because it fills a void for me too. It fills I don't like this Hollywood shit. Since day one, I didn't know how to escape it. My escape was getting a gram of blow at night and being by myself and processing the no's and why is Scott with 3 Arts and Joe Diaz is with Coloring Book Agency and why is Lee on CBS. That's a very hard thing on your mind. So after I got off the coke, for me to lose the weight, I joined a Kung Fu school. I didn't want it to be with people that I knew. I didn't want them to know I was a comic. I just wanted them to think I was a fat fuck with white hair from New York who looked like he had done blow for 80 years. And he just wanted to be in the back doing horse dances, you know. That was very important to me. After a while, they were like, hey, man, the other night I was watching TV. Is that you in Spider-Man 2? And then The Rat came out. And for a year I went, and people would ask you questions. But it's amazing. I don't bring my phone into jiu-jitsu. Same way I don't bring my phone into the YMCA when I go work out. Same way when I do kettlebells, I don't bring my phone in because I want it to be my hour. It's my fucking hour. I know where the baby is, and I know my wife is. If the whole world ends, it's not my problem. I got a job to do. I got to do fucking this elliptical for 40 minutes. I got to hit the bag for 30. I got to throw some weights around. And it was my hour to get away from oh my God, Scott, we love your article. We're going to use it next month. Listen, I've been doing this for 30 years, and your article was so amazing. But just like last time, we're not going to be able to pay you. And then as you leave, you see Harvey Homo with glasses coming in. You see them give him a check for $500, and you read his fucking article, and it's about garbage. And it really fucks with you, with a guy like you, because this is what you do, you know? So it's amazing how I think the jiu-jitsu, in a way, filled that void for you, you know? I'm no fucking mind reader, but I know that ever since I started working out in 2007, my career has changed, because it's given me that hour or 2 hours to get away from it, to just be a fat fuck and try to get my oxygen, to breathe better, or just to do an extra 10 minutes on the elliptical, you know?
Oh, sure. I think it does something like the same way a lot of people drop by happy hour, you know? They need to turn off from work mode, you know, so they can, like, go home and not shoot their families. And it does that. Like, whatever your problems are, you work out so hard that you really can't think about them, you know? I've had nights where I've had to stop having conversations because I couldn't think. I was too tired. And it's something that is good, though, because it lets you reset. Because when I wake up the next day, I got a fresh perspective on things. You know, you need to be able to detach to look at things objectively and come up with a better strategy.
I applaud, you know, when I told Lee you were going to be on the show, I go, Scott Ross, a friend of mine, and Lee didn't know who the fuck I was talking about. And I've always thought...
Well, I know now. He does
no
the,
shit.
Well, no, I'm saying, like, he does the beginner's class for Eddie, right?
Right, that's the thing.
Yeah, you told me about it a lot.
It's so weird that, you know, sometimes when people at home look at the guest on the thing, and I always find people that are very interesting, and I always thought you were an interesting character because, again, I would never pick you to walk into a jiu-jitsu class. Not that you're a half a fruit or nothing. I think I picked you for something else.
No.
You just don't have the muscle build.
Sure.
You don't talk about it. You're very non-assuming. And that's the guys I've always said I'm scared of the most. I grew up around tough guys, and I grew up around non-assuming guys that'll put a shiv in your fucking eyeball. And here you're thinking, oh, that guy fucking reads encyclopedias for a living. That motherfucker will put a shiv in your fucking eyeball. That guy over there that tells you he's going to put a shiv in your eyeball, he's not going to do it to you. So it's you guys that scare me the most. And then I see what you do in the jiu-jitsu, and so now you're a brown belt. Eddie's put you in charge of all the beginners.
Yeah. And
how much do you enjoy that?
I love it.
This is it. This is it.
No. It's we just had a competition this weekend, and I took a small crew. And I didn't compete, I just coached. But, like, I'm a really mellow guy, even when I'm not high. I'm really mellow.
How high are you now?
I'm pretty damn high.
That's a good fucking brownie.
Yeah, it's a good brownie. You don't.
That's a tremendous product.
Yeah,
tremendous product.
It is.
Wow. You don't know how lucky you are, cocksucker. I could be
No,
giving
I'm
you
super high.
This is good stuff.
It's good stuff.
New chef.
The new chef.
But it's like when I start coach, I get all Bobby Knight, you know? I'm like threatening to kill them if they tap. I've done that before. I've told a guy who was caught in like a neck crank, don't you fucking tap to that. Don't you dare fucking tap to that neck crank. And he didn't. You know, he just took it. And he ended up winning the match, and he got a medal. So it worked.
How fun are tournaments? I didn't do jiu-jitsu. I did wrestling in high school, but when you take the bus and you spend the whole day, you brought like peanut butter sandwiches on wheat because they told you that was healthy. Like those, like all day tournaments like that are so fun. Going around from mat to mat to see who's wrestling or doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, it's very similar in that sort of tournament style. I'm always running all over because I have like everybody wants their coach to be the coach, but there's only one me, and I have too many students. But it's amazing. It's amazing seeing my guys push themselves, and by guys I mean men and women. Because we got a lot of women that compete, and seeing them progress, and like God, when they win, you're like, oh, thank God. It's very emotional, but seeing them improve, I like taking and I try to take what Eddie taught me, and keep moving that. That's paying it forward. Like at one point in my life, I was worried about, well, what am I gonna do? I mean, what's my impact going to be? like as a failed comic. And, you know, I was like, what's my impact going to be? Because I wasn't going to make.
First off, you're not a failed comic, bro. You took a different path.
Yeah.
And
Maybe.
In 10 years from now, you might be the executive producer of a show calling me and going, hey,
sure,
come on down, cocksucker.
Yeah, no. Well, I did take a different route, and I love this, you know? I love being able to do this. It's, to me, it's something, I'm not pulling anything on anybody. I'm doing people a service, you know? And I love that. You know, it's hard to find a regular job where you're not compromising yourself.
How many days a week you work? You work 5 days a week. 4.
5 days a week.
You teach Friday?
Yeah.
Do you really teach Friday?
Yeah.
Eddie doesn't.
No. I take Thursday off, but then I also teach on Saturday.
Okay, so you teach a beginning class on Friday.
Yeah. I teach Mondays and Wednesdays. I have a day class at 11. And then on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I have a 6:30 class. And on Fridays, I have a 7:30 class. And then on Saturdays, I have a 2 o'clock class.
And do the guys roll in your class in the beginning?
They don't have to, because I have rolling days, like Wednesdays and Fridays, they can roll. But I separate the mat, and so half the mat's for rolling, and then half the mat's for instructional purposes. Because, you know, if you're not ready to roll, then you're not ready to roll. Like, what's the point of playing the game if you don't know how to play the game? So
you don't believe in throwing somebody out there the first couple of times?
If they want to.
Okay.
You know, that's what I did. I remember somebody holding me down my first night saying, hey, I'm not going to try to kill you. You know, because I was going, this is what white belts do. They go spastic. You know, and they're actually kind of dangerous, because they're, you know, just swinging their limbs wildly, and, you know, they could accidentally
kill you.
Yeah. You know,
I was thinking about this earlier when Joe was talking about starting. How do you, like, as a teacher, because when you're in school, everyone starts the season at the same time. How do you, as like a teacher, if you've had people for 6 months, 4 months, and then a guy comes in first day, how do you break them in?
Gently. No, what I do is I always, most of my curriculum revolves around Eddie's warm-up exercises. Eddie needs everybody to know a bunch of techniques to be able to warm up in his class. That's how he warms up our classes. We just like drill certain techniques, certain sequences of techniques. And so I'm always...
What was it today? I didn't see it today.
Oh, yeah. Today's was quarter guard.
Quarter guard from what? Because there's like 1,000 fucking things. I spoke to Scott about 2 months ago. I go, Scott, I'm going to drop in one of your classes. Just the warm-ups intimidated me so fucking much. I can't do that shit what you guys are doing without that.
Right, but I don't make you do all of those. I could actually only teach like one.
You guys go like
technique.
From quarter guard,
we go pretty slow.
Roll to fucking zombie land, hold them down, Jean-Jacques sweep to the fucking mount.
Well, no, like a really simple one would be you're in quarter guard, you're in and then so you're in quarter shell, which is keeping your arm down so they can't get an underhook, and then you use your knee to bump them forward. Then you have double unders, and then you just roll up on your knees. That's pretty simple, really. But I'd spend like one class teaching like that, you to do that. I wouldn't be teaching like the entire warm-up series in one class. Like I go pretty slow. Like I break down, because it's really a series of techniques, and I break it down by each technique. And then I also like give context, because like you said, there's some people who are brand new, but there's also people who have been with me for 2 years. And so I like giving context for each technique, so you can know, and here's kind of like where you'll be at. Here's how you're really going to end up in this position where you would use this move. So I'd show a technique that's related, like you might have been trying to escape from this and ended up in another submission, something like that.
It's very interesting how 10th Planet is right now, but it's basically because it's a good program. It's a
great program, but it didn't hurt what happened this year with Metamoris 3.
Metamoris.
I mean, it went crazy after that. It was really intense, and that was just, I was there, and it was amazing to see that happen. It was amazing.
I've been to Alders a couple times, and he has a back room. And I've been back there with salami and rolled with the gi. But I've gone to 2 of Alder's no gi classes, and I'm just completely fucking lost. Like, just completely fucking lost. And it's a beginner one. It's something that I'm lost with the gi still. Like, I know a couple aspects now. It's tough for me. You know, I decided, just like comedy. You know, when I got into comedy in June of 91, and I did one time in June. I got on stage one time in July. I would get on stage once a month. I did that till about October, and then I started getting on stage twice a month. And then I had some problems, drug problems and shit, and I went to New York, and I was getting on stage once every 2 months. You know, I would tell people I was getting on stage every night, but I really wasn't. And it wasn't until 94 where I go, that's it. I know what I have to do. Now I know, and I went full stage ahead, and here we are. You know, once I put my mind to it, and it's so weird that I really enjoy going. You know, I really, really enjoy going to jiu-jitsu. With the baby, I have a time lap in the daytime. My wife's working 2 days. If I have to leave on Thursday, they only have 1 class a week over here, which is Tuesday days. I have to go to class in the daytime. You know, I can't get something at night. I do this Monday and Wednesdays. Tuesday now, we usually have the podcast if I got to leave on. So I really can't go to a class at night. My shit is limited, you know. So now I have to go to Hollywood for meetings. I went on Groupon, and I got a $10 thing, whatever. You know, that's the hot thing now, Groupon. And everybody's on it. Like, my buddy bought a Cabrinha one. Cabrinha one's like $225 a month. My buddy got it, 10 visits for $40. It's $4 on Groupon. So he goes, if I'm in Hollywood, I just drop in. Hegan, I'm over there on that side of town. I didn't even know there was a school over there. I thought it was Culver City, 10th Planet. I didn't even know where he was at. I don't know where that fucking place is at, Einstein. He's hidden somewhere in Culver City. No, where is it?
He's in on La Cienega now. He's within Beverly Hills Jiu Jitsu. That's where he's
Who
training
is?
now. Einstein.
Is he?
Yeah. He's still 10th Planet, West LA, but he's...
Where's Beverly Hills Jiu Jitsu?
It's on La Cienega and something.
You learn something new every fucking day, Lee.
Yes, you do.
What I wanted to say to you, bro, is that you're an interesting fucking guy. I didn't know about the narcolepsy, and that makes it even more interesting. But that gets it out to the people, man. You could have 1,000 fucking things wrong with you.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to. You know, I'm sick and tired of fucking excuses from people.
Dude.
And if anybody should have had an excuse, it was you, and you didn't.
You know, and you mentioned, like, I do look... I'm not like the person that people would
walk
think.
into. Yeah, you're not bald.
Right.
No tattoos with a crucifix in your forehead.
Right.
So now everybody has this look. You never really had that look.
And people think some of the guys at the gym joke around and say that you know, like, I'm probably the most dangerous one because no one would ever expect
it. No.
Me to break something like that. You know, which is nice. I'm also probably the most likely. I just don't put myself in situations, you know. I can't imagine. You know, it'd have to be somebody was doing something, like attacking somebody. Oh, it'd have to be somebody was attacking somebody for me to actually
jump in.
Yeah, like, I would never be. I'm not getting in a fight.
Listen, bro, either you're one of those people or you're not.
Yeah.
You know, people think that if you walk away from a fight, you're not a fucking tough guy. Let me tell you something. I've been in fights, I've gotten beaten up, and I've walked away from 20 fights. And there's a way from walking, especially on the street at night. You don't know what the bars, all that shit. You're just asking for trouble.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know what the person's going through. You don't know if he has a weapon. You know, you don't know if he's a black belt. You don't know what the fuck he is. You know what? That's too many question marks for me.
Well,
go the fuck home.
The thing that bothers me more than anything else is, like, you could potentially kill somebody.
Did you see the fucking Angels? Did you see the San Francisco 49er game? Those two guys in the bathroom again got beat up. Did you see what happened in the Angels game?
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
3 guys with a 43-year-old guy. This could happen to you. I always told people I have a great fucking kick to the leg. All I need is to kick you in the leg and punch you in the fucking face, and I go right to the car. There's no reason to jump up and down and call you a cunt and be a tough guy. I got one good kick. I know if I get you with that kick in the knee, you're going to need some... You might beat me up, but you're going to go to the doctor tomorrow. At night, I usually go out. So I have work boots at the house, and I always say if I kick somebody with these, it's not going to be a good day for them. I'm going to break that fucking femur. I'll break that fucking femur bone. This is a ham hock. Look at this fucking leg. And I don't have good stuff, but I got great fucking mule kicks. And all I need is one leg kick. And you need that. You need something out there just to run. All I need is to kick you to hold your chin and go, ah! Like Dick Van Dyke. And I'm running. I'm running to the fucking car. You got to have something in your car for protection. A pipe.
Really?
A hanger. Fuck Italy, man. There's a lot of fucking bad people out there. Man.
There are.
But
There's
Jesus
really, all you could pray is that you're a good person. Before I leave the house, I look up and I go, the same spirit or whatever that protects me, help protects my family, my friends today. Somebody don't come up. What comes up to the car and smacks you? You don't know. You listen. You're in the car with your fucking music and you listen to a podcast. Some fucking ISIS could come right up to you and stab you in the fucking neck right there. You never fucking know. Let me give some shout-outs here real quick. Mel Pryor from New Zealand, you bad motherfucker. James Redshaw. Brandy Lynn, I'm going to call you this week. Don't fuck around. Russ Sadigu, whatever your fucking name is. John Wolfe, Josh Thompson, and Frank Nilsson. I love you, cocksuckers. What's up with you? What do you got on your mind, Lee? Oh, shit, we forgot about some little Tony Benefier. He fucked up the national anthem today. He's 150 years old.
We didn't mention the...
We're not going nowhere.
Oh, okay.
I wanna be around.
Oh, shit. To pick up the pieces when somebody breaks your heart. Are you kidding me or what? Break out the heroin, cocksuckers. It's a new week. What do you want to do? You want to be a fucking follower and have that bushy mustache? I see that fucking bushy mustache on guys, I'm going to beat somebody up. You know that jerk off on that TV show had the bushy mustache? What's his name? You
Parks
like
and Rec.
Yeah, you like him. What's his name?
I don't know what his name
He's
is.
a funny guy. That Bush.
Yeah, that
Bush
character's
thing,
funny.
In 10 years, when you're sucking dick, that's the Bush that's going to tickle ISIS's dick. You fucking half of fruits with,
Why do you like him?
With your little fake glasses and your mustache. Everybody's got the old man glasses now with the fake mustache that hangs over the lip. So when you get ready to suck some Arab terrorist dick, that's the Bush. What do they call that? The shag. That's a cock shag, you fucking idiots got. Be yourself. Stop being a fucking sheep all your life. That's the reason why there's fucking ISIS and these terrorists. You're the first ones that are going to be sucking dick in 10 years. You fucking copycat motherfuckers. Have an identity. Be a fucking man. These fucking assholes. I go out to Hollywood to do comedy. I see 10 guys in a circle. 4 of them had the exact same look. And I looked at them with the old man glasses like they're old. They're fucking 20. They're old man, and now they got the bushy mustache. They're licking it like a fucking... and 4 of them are standing like, your mustache is so cool. Really? Your mustache is so cool. Are you fucking kidding me? No wonder ISIS is setting up.
Remember
in
we
10
went to...
years, Russians will be fucking in the ass too, you fucking followers.
Remember we went to the comedy store, and like the newspaper stand had the Sinatra hats on like a big...
Oh, Jesus Christ. Just in case, I got to put a, what do they call those Sinatra hats? What do you call them?
I don't know.
There's a name
Fedora?
for those. Fedora. Yeah, everybody's got a fedora now. Some skinny guy with fucking no sleeves on his shirt with tattoos with a fedora on. I'm fucking impressed. Get the fuck out of here. Tell these people what you're pushing, my son.
So there's a Joey Karate rash guard.
That's right. I saw it the other day. It's a beautiful fucking thing.
It is. They did a great job with it. An ode to the Joey Karate character from the 10th Planet Kush.
Joey Jiu Jitsu is making a fucking comeback now. He's going to start a little something soon.
Is there a website they can get it at?
You know what? We don't actually have a website that it's on. What we're doing is, this is like the pre-order week. I know a lot of the people that are in the 10th Planet community listen to your podcast. And you can, it's up on the 10th Planet, the 10th Planet Rash Guards group on Facebook, or on the forums. You can contact me, and I'm the one who runs the Rash Guard group. And then it's just like we're doing the pre-orders up till this Friday. So the way the pre-orders work is people pay for the Rash Guard in advance. The designs are up on the Facebook group, or they'll be on the Night Bureau forum. I can't say that right now. Anyway, the 10th Planet website, the forums. And you can see it there. We have it in short sleeve or long sleeve.
What's the biggest size?
XXL.
2 sizes? That's it?
Yeah, 2 X's.
Choke me the fuck out.
No. I think it will fit you.
I put a 10th Planet. I guess they ordered a big size. I put it on one night. My wife was sleeping. I was choking to death, and I couldn't get it off. It was stuck to me. It was the worst fucking feeling in the world. I'll tell you what happened, though. And I'm not plugging this shit. I'm just telling you what happened. MeUndies sent us a bunch of shit. And today I didn't have my 2 jiu-jitsu shirts, so I took a MeUndies shirt. Fucking amazing.
Really?
Did I give you a MeUndies t-shirt?
No, you gave me the pants, which are nice.
Are your balls cool when I give it to you?
Oh, well, it's not the boxers. It's like shorts, gym shorts, but they're very soft.
Did you put them on yet?
Hell yeah.
Do you look hot?
I always look
Filthy
hot.
Fucking cocksucker. Let me give a shout out to some sponsors. We'll get you out of here. On it! I love you motherfuckers. Always optimizing, making us better. Whether you got Alpha Brain, whether you got New Mood, whether you got Shroom Tech, whether you got Strong Bone, which has helped me with my recovery in my knee. On It is there for you. Go to On It. Go to the box and press in.
Church.
CHURCH. Why fuck around? Be the best that you could be. Like the Foo Fighters in 2005. The best of you. Why fuck around like a fucking Momo and take something that don't work for you? Go to On It today. They also have other type of products there, like fucking vest, and you could jump up higher and all that type of shit. And the kettlebells, they got great stuff, man. I go on for hours. Let's give a shout out to my main bitches. I love these people. Hulu Plus. I get more compliments on Hulu Plus. I mean, you know what, man? I got a great group of sponsors, but Hulu Plus is the best. Hulu is so much more. You can watch shows, guess what, on your schedule, bitch. You don't have to watch it on some fucking other mook schedule. Hulu has current season episodes of your favorite shows.
Yeah.
What do they
Who
got?
put fucking Shark Tank on Friday? That's a good show. That should be like Tuesday.
Hey.
Now it's on Hulu Plus.
Listen, I don't know what to tell you. Just watch Hulu Plus. It works on your computer, smart TV, Roku, Apple TV, Xbox, pretty much any streaming device that you have, all right? But here's the beauty. $7.99 a month. That's right. $7.99 a month. You get shows anytime, anywhere. Right now, I'm offering the fucking listeners 2 weeks for free. 2 weeks for free. $7.99 later. Who gives you that type of fucking action, cocksuckers? Enough with the bullshit. Hot Wives, parody of the Real Hot. They got everything on there. Fucking Cosmos, A Space Odyssey, South Park, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, The Bridge, American Dad, Community. This is the shit I watch. You understand me? General Hospital. Parks and Recreation, so I can punch that dude with the mustache right in the fucking thing.
They had 2 really good South Park episodes this week.
SpongeBob SquarePants. You got Rapid Invasion. You got Breadwinners. You got all this shit my daughter don't watch, but she's got to start watching this shit. Sam and Cat. That show got canceled, but I still like it. It's the 2 fucking little hooker chicks. What's her name? I don't even know. Go to HuluPlus.com right now and press in
Joey
in the fucking box. Get 2 weeks for free on the yarn, and then $7.99 a month. Who's better than me? Nobody, cocksucker. Let me tell you something else, all right? We're giving away something for free. Whether it's nature, everybody's always giving away something for free. It doesn't end right here. Dollar Shave Club. Remember what I told you? Fucking razors. What do you want to stand online like a fucking communist for?
Yeah.
Is that what you need to stand online at the store? $20 fucking dollars a month if you pay for razors. You know what that comes out to a year? $240. That means you're spending $240. Fuck that. I'm cutting your razor cost right in half. $6 a week. 2 fucking double blade, $6 a month. I'm sorry. Thank God the Jew's here. And he corrected me. $6 a week. It might throw him off. That's $24 a month. He won't be getting fucking cheeseburgers for 2 years.
I was panicking.
So what? There's nothing worse than buying razors. You got traffic. You got to sit in traffic at the fucking store. You got to come up with your points card. No, don't do that shit no more. Go to Dollar Shave Club right now. For a few bucks a month, Dollar Shave Club delivers fucking razors right to your door. That's right. You don't have to leave the house. No more standing in line. No more getting on the bus. I got a rusty razor. My wife shaved her pussy with it. You don't need that shit no more. Stop trudging to the store to pay for over fucking price razors. Join Dollar Shave Club today. /church. That's Dollar Shave Club. Go to the box. Go to either joeydiaz.net or go to the dollarshaveclub.com webpage and /in
church.
All right, in the fucking box, all right?
Right.
You're going to get razors sent to your house. You don't have to leave nowhere. Plus, I'm going to save you do-re-mi. That's the main thing. I'm saving you do-re-mi. $1, $6, or $9 a month. Plus, for free today. Go to Dollar Shave Club right now and they'll deliver this fucking moisturizer, free sample, Dr. Carut's. Tremendous. I put it on.
Oh,
my
the
skin.
Dr. Covers shaving butter,
Yeah,
right? It's
go
nice.
fucking get it for free right now. Get the razors, $1, $6, and $9, and then get Dr. Carut things. Then, to my all-time favorite, Hitty Cigs. They ain't fucking around. Whether you want a cigar, a cigarette that tastes like raspberries, or some chick, I don't fucking know. Go to hittycigs.com. Cigars taste great. Edward Garber ain't fucking around. Go to hittycigs.com. You want to quit smoking? I got 0, 16, 24, 8 milligram. You can quit on your own fucking pace. You don't got to smoke. Your fingers don't smell like your finger banged a crack hole. You could be free of that shit. Fuck that Dracula on TV with his blue cigarettes. Fuck that punk. Go to hittycigs.com and get yourself a 20% off the hits. Let me tell you something. They last longer and they taste a lot better. You go to one of these stores, you buy this thing for $10. You puff. 10 fucking minutes, the thing's out. This thing, I've been puffing on this for fucking 3 weeks. 1,200 hits guaranteed, longer lasting, and they taste better. Am I bullshitting you, Lou?
You're not bullshitting.
Go to fucking hitty6.com and press what?
Joey's Church.
Oh, shit! In the box and get 20% off your first order, and they deliver it to your house, right?
Right to your house.
Gotta pay for delivery.
I think it was only like $1 when I did it.
That's it, $1. $1 ain't gonna do dick for you. You know what I'm saying?
It might have even been free.
Free? What's free? Nothing's free.
Some
Only
stuff
Jesus
is free.
Fucking free. They'll send you Dr. Carut, but then
We send them Nature's Box. We send them
Nature's
Dollar Shave
Box,
Club.
Everybody's giving you
Hulu Plus.
something.
Everyone's
Bro,
got something for free.
Listen, when I negotiate for you people, I always get you something for free. I don't fuck around. I want you people to hang out. You know I love you. Scott Ross, tell me something good, cocksucker. You're sitting there, you're stoned to the gill. I got this fucking dunce over here. What's going on? How was Gerard Carmichael's special? I watched the beginning of it.
You know what?
The first 6 minutes of it. I've never seen him before. I saw he was on Conan the other night. I heard he's a sweet fucking kid.
I saw him once at the store, and he's not like it's not super laugh out loud funny. It's like I read a good interview with him, and it was just he's saying some stuff that is gonna get people a little bit not upset. He's not being a douche about it. He's not like Bill Hicks. Not saying he's a douche, but he's more confrontational. He's just like mentioning it like. He was talking a lot about growing up in the ghetto or the poor area of town, and Paula was like really connecting with it. I don't know. And then Spike Lee did it, and there's just so many things I dislike about other mainstream specials right now. And I'm not saying it was perfect, but it was one of the better ones I've seen.
I have it saved at the house, so I'll watch it. What else is going on?
Have you seen Mr. Pickles?
No.
What is Mr. Pickles?
It's a cartoon on Adult Swim network. It's about a satanic dog. And so it's like Lassie, but the reverse.
That sounds terrible right now.
Like,
that sounds so scary.
in the pilot episode, the dog chops up a stripper, cuts her, and then uses stripper's legs for stilts, and goes and does a little strip show.
Listen, dog, I'm trying to get these people off the fucking couch and not watching cartoons.
Oh my
I love you to death.
Okay.
I don't believe in adults fucking watching cartoons or on skateboards. It gets me very fucking upset. You understand me?
You were enjoying some cartoons earlier tonight.
I was watching cartoons with my daughter because she's 2 fucking years old. That's a big difference, all right, fucko? It's not like staying home and putting your feet up to watch a fucking cartoon. You know I love you, Scott. No disrespect.
Well,
don't be talking about cartoons on the fucking show.
A better idea then would probably be to come down to our gym.
That's right.
Tap out.
Go out. I don't give a fuck. Go down. I saw a 20-year-old on a skateboard the other night, and it got me really sad. Because that's the kid that's going to be sucking ISIS's dick in 5 years. When I was 20 on a Saturday night, I was either eating some chick's pussy, mugging somebody, robbing somebody. I was doing something positive. You understand me? I on a fucking skateboard riding down a fucking street with a pizza in my hand. Get the fuck home. Get the fuck. No cartoons, Scott Russ. I don't like cartoons for adults. If you're over 20, no cartoons and no fucking skateboards. I'll hit you in the fucking head with it. Anyway, anything else on the table?
You know what's crazy?
Ankle locks.
What?
I love ankle locks.
I don't, because I got to touch your foot.
You know? Well, like, once you learn how to do an ankle lock, you'd be surprised at how many people there are in the world that really want you to fuck up their ankle. You know? It's just like every time somebody gives you grief, you just, oh, motherfucker.
So you grab their arm, twist it.
Well, you're just thinking, like, you know, that's the ankle I'm grabbing tonight. Like, it's just when I'm visualizing, when I'm trying to finish it.
Listen,
you know,
that's the ambulance.
It's emotional release.
What are you doing over the ambulance, man? Everything all right with you?
Everything's okay. No,
I'm not eating no tonight. No.
I said a reminder for when I get home to tell me not to eat.
Yeah, you're going to listen to that fucking thing. A
No,
phone, nobody's around. What do you got at the house to eat?
Tons.
Like what?
Got pepperoni. Got some nice smoked turkey breast. Went yesterday. I got some chicken. I got some turkey burgers. I got tons of food.
Okay, then you can eat.
No, I can't.
How many calories you got left?
Like 600, but it's 200. Too late.
What's 600?
Because we had a late breakfast and then I had dinner late.
Sure, you had a nice fucking weekend. Huh? Where'd you go for breakfast today?
Just Western Bagel.
Western Bagel, nice.
They have some alternative bagels that are only 120 calories.
Oh my, what do they taste like?
They're good. They're just small.
Like a fucking ISIS's asshole?
No, they're good. They're just small.
Yeah, they're just fucking small. You're killing me, dog. You're a Jew. That's your fucking national fucking vegetable.
I had a good sesame bagel today, too.
You did?
Yeah, Paula got the small one. I got a sesame bagel.
And you put locks on that motherfucker?
No, I had a bad experience last week with locks, so I'm going to just play.
Where'd you have? Because you keep going to these wholesale fucking cheap places.
It's a place I had been going for months.
Yeah,
a good bagel place.
Right,
over on Woodman. But
what's the name of it?
Well, it used to be like New York Bagel.
Right.
But someone sold it.
Right, and the Korean.
No. They're stupid white girls. Like this terrible blonde girl who ruined the restaurant. It's just like she's caring more about what kind of crepes they have and the food has.
Well, you must like it. You like
crepes. That's why we went to Western now. But
I thought, what happened with the crepes? I thought you liked
I
crepes.
did a crepe class one time, and you ate the motherfucking crepe
I
too.
didn't. I'm not because I eat fucking crepes. Tough guys don't eat fucking crepes.
You eat about them
because I was stoned, and you brought it and gave me a cheese one in front of your girlfriend. I had to fucking eat it.
No, but anyway, I was thinking about it.
What were you thinking about?
So much, but even though some of the stuff you do is kind of like weird, you're gonna you have certain ways you think people should live their life, and I know you're gonna be not a mean parent, but like a strict parent. And like when I was leaving the elevator today, as the doors open, these family of two, one boy, one girl was there, and the boy just rushed in before I got out. And like I had a flashback, like if it was my mom or my dad that would have pulled me back and said, "No, you wait for them," like really corrected them and like made people polite.
People don't do that.
And the mom just did nothing, and I was like, "That's crazy." And then, fucking walking down from the elliptical place at the gym, these girls were texting and walking up the stairs, and right before she would have walked into me, I just said, "Excuse me," and she looked up at me like I did something wrong to her. I'm like, "What?" And I just think about like how you're gonna I don't see mercy turning out like that.
No, respect. You gotta respect people, and you gotta have your kids respect people. And I was thinking about it the other day, how you gotta fucking make them say "Mister" and just little things. They're not doing that no more, and that's why these fucking 20 years we're gonna have a fucking mess on our hands. Because you can't. Like I read yesterday that a team mascot. Did you read about that? The NFL.
The Jaguars.
That said
these towels have Ebola or something.
These towels have Ebola, and people got mad. They do. You got to start thinking like that now. You got to. If you wash your hands before, you better start washing fucking 20. Don't touch planes. My wife was telling me today that there's 40% fecal matter on airport water. That shit that you wash your hands with.
Oh, on the plane?
On the plane and shit.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so she bought me like this fucking stuff for my hands and what to wipe the counter with. And you have to. It's all over, people. That's it. You think Chinese people are walking with those masks because they blow farts? Fuck no. They already got hit with this shit. Besides that, I love you, motherfucker. Scott Ross, I love you. Don't forget to order the what's it called? The rash guard. I'm stoned too. I'm a little fucked up too.
A little fucked up.
Shut up, cocksucker.
You shut up.
I love you, Scott Ross. Thank you very much for doing what you're doing. You're an interesting cocksucker. Don't forget to check him out at HQ. He teaches the beginners. If you have any questions, reach out to him on Facebook. He'll help you. He's a great
Scott
guy.
Ross at 10planetjj.com.
10planetjj.com. Sorry, like a fucking echo. Like you need it right now. And what's your problem, fucko?
I don't got a problem.
All right. Everything all right with you? I love you, cocksuckers. Have a great week. We'll see you in 2 days or tomorrow night. I haven't decided yet. We'll be back. Stay black. I love you.
It's a surprise when it happens.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Now that the show's over, guys, don't forget to sign up for your free trial of Hulu Plus.
Right now.
Hulu Plus lets you binge on thousands of hit shows anytime, anywhere on your TV, PC, smartphone, or tablet. Support this podcast and get an extended free trial, 2 weeks free of Hulu Plus when you go to huluplus.com/Joey or go to joeydiaz.net and click on the Hulu Plus banner. And don't forget to sign up for DollarShaveClub.com. Get high-quality razors sent to your door every month for a fraction of what you pay at retail. And now they're giving you a free trial of Dr. Carver Shave Butter, which is really great. Joey says it's better than a shaving cream. Go to DollarShaveClub.com/church or go to joeydiaz.net and click on the Dollar Shave Club banner, and you don't have to type in anything. Also, go to onnit.com and use code word church to get 10% off of any of their great products. Alpha Brain, New Mood, ShroomTech Immune, ShroomTech Sport. They'll send it to your house. They'll do everything for you. Onnit.com, code word church. And go to hitecigs.com. That's hitecigs.com. It's better tasting, longer lasting. The proof is in the vape. They have e-cigarettes, e-cigars. They're great guys. If you went to Joey's shows in New York, they were giving away tickets. They're really good guys. Go to hitecigs.com and you use code word Joey's Church for 20% off.
Stay black. Little Eric Clapton for you motherfuckers.